Yes.
Yep.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Alterra, headquarters of the mad capitalist. I'm your host and games master for this evening, James Robertson, and joining me, as ever, experiencing the subtleties of cabin fever, Ben, playing Pizzazz the Gnome Wizard.
Greetings.
Exploring the last house on the left, Bob plays as Lanwar the Firbolg Druid.
Thanks.
Exercising caution amongst the paranormal activity, it's Neil as Dion the Half-Orc Ranger.
Hello.
And if you go down to the woods today, you're in for a deadly surprise. Yes, it's the Amazing Fists of TR playing as Glack the Kobold Cleric.
Cannot prove us down by the woods.
We all know where the bodies are buried, TR. It's only a matter of time before the police close in on your location, sir. Last time, the group, after learning of some apparently cursed treasure and a few horrid deaths, which came about after a house belonging to a lich was plundered, headed off to find said house. Though Pizzazz had his own reason for finding the place. It was said you could find anything there, if only you were willing to give up something that was just as valuable. After heading through the city and fighting their way through the desecrated forest, which Lanwar seemed to think was linked or similar in nature to the blight currently befalling Willowwood, they stumbled towards the house, barely making it inside. The gate told them that to take anything without payment would cost their lives, and after a hooded figure showed up to give them a cryptic message about the nature of the place, that to find is to lose, and to lose is to find, they realized they were trapped here, no choice but to venture deeper into the House of Death, not affiliated with the House of Death All-Tombed cult. And that is where we pick up today. You all are still in the entrance hall, where your magical items, your magic spells, and some of your abilities seem to be being drained, either by choice or by a ritual sacrifice. You're not certain. But as described last week, portraits along the southern wall here include Mr. Brightside, Nyalur, the Mind Flayer Lich that you destroyed. Hitting below each portrait was their date of birth, their death, and when they were raised as liches. And in the centre of it all was a stylized black skull on a field of gold, Kwalish's seal. You peeked through the stained glass windows into the large hall with the red staircase, red carpeted staircase leading up. But you have stayed for some reason in this hall for a few extended minutes. But the house is now yours, and the only way to go is on.
Dion, check the door, please.
Dion inspects the door to see if there's any form of traps whatsoever.
It's a fine-looking door. Roll me an investigation check.
I will give him guidance. Or
Okay.
at least try to give him guidance.
Yeah. Oh, giving him guidance in this room. Roll a nature check.
Okay.
A nature check.
No, this is Lanwar to get a spell
right,
through.
okay. Ooh, not that one. I was going to say no, not
Actually,
10.
actually, 10 is the DC for cantrips. So your guidance manages to go off, even though it flickers with that critical fail. It like almost goes out, but you just sort of almost like a flame, like a bit of wood that's caught fire. You chuck it at Dion, and Dion, you gain the D4. So roll a D4 to add to your investigation check.
I'm so glad that I didn't fail a cantrip.
Okay, so 22. As I mentioned, I'm so glad to. As I mentioned last week, this room, as you peer through the door to the other side, there are footprints leading through the dust. The ceiling here is 10 foot high. The door itself is made of mahogany. And doesn't appear to be trapped, as far as you're aware. It doesn't even appear to be locked. As you touch the handle, just sort of flicking it just to make sure it's not like charged with fire, it's not on fire from the other side. It's just a knob that just feels of brass. Feels like a doorknob. Doesn't appear to be trapped in any way.
Shall we proceed, fellas?
I was going to say, I feel we should detect magic.
Okay.
Just to be on the safe side.
I mean, I can literally cast it. It'll just take me 10 minutes.
I'll use my Furball trait to detect magic.
Okay, since that is a racial trait, it does not flicker at all. How does your Furball magic differ from casting a spell? Is it your ears wiggle or something?
I think my eyes will just sort of glaze a little bit and open a slightly different hue, and it's like changing camera lens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The filter that you see through now is it's interesting. You don't often use this, as far as I'm aware.
No.
But yeah, it's like you can see the nature of the weave more clearly. Where usually you're more in tune with nature, you can see the essence of the weave about this place. There are no magical traps on the door. There's very heavy necromantic energy coming from the seal of Kwalish on the southern wall. And there are the vaguest hints of necromantic energy woven into the walls themselves. Of this room, anyway. As you peer through the stained glass, there are no such energies.
I think we're safe to move through to the next room. This one seems to have a lot of necromantic traits to it, including the walls, for some reason.
Yeah, that's not that
best not to
surprising.
linger.
Don't touch the walls.
Yes.
Black goes and opens the door.
Excellent. You open the door, and
Rocks
you
fall.
move. And as you move through, just flicking back and forth. As you move through, as I mentioned last week, this wide hall runs the width of the house. The black marble fireplace is on one end. The sweeping red marble staircase is at the other. Mounted on the wall above the fireplace is a magnificent-looking longsword with a black skull worked into the hilt. The wood-panelled walls are ornately sculpted, with images of vines, flowers, nymphs, satyrs, other such things that you would see in a place dedicated more to Fantasia, or as Pizzazz, you would know it as the Feywild from your own place.
Whilst I've still got this up, I'm gonna try and scan the next room as quickly as over with my...
I believe it lasts 10 minutes concentration.
Yeah.
But as you, Lanmore, actually look around the room, you see serpents and skulls and images of people being sacrificed, inconspicuously woven into the wall designs. Much in the same way as you would see probably on an Aztec or Mayan pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
That sort of feel. Whereabouts do you head to once you get through there? You see, there's nothing magical as far as you can see. This
Not even the spooky sword.
the sword does not appear to be magical.
I want to sort of scan any of the doors that I can see and steps. So basically, move where I need to, check all the sort of.
Yeah, roll me as you move
Go
into
for
the
the
center of the room
banisters
and
as
just
well.
sort of look around the place. Roll me a quick perception check to just sort of scan around the place. Wow, that's low for you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nothing that you can see appears magical, out of place. There, as you entered, there were low voices coming from this room, which appear to have quietened down a little bit now.
So, do we think those voices were people behind the pictures? Because if they've quietened down now, excuse me.
Don't think people in the pictures are more the people who have become liches, except for maybe Brightside. Don't think. I think
Yeah, well, I wasn't meaning that it was necessarily the people in the pictures, just some other creature that's in this house spying on us, almost testing us.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at all.
You know, can we pass to the first room?
Pizzazz,
Mm-hmm.
where do you feel that pull? Or is the pull still there?
Yeah, you feel that sort of want in the pit of your stomach, leading you down underground, into the depths of the house.
So it's kind of below us, as far as I can tell. I mean, there's a set of stairs over there. We might as well have a wander down.
Don't they go up?
They only go up.
Oh,
This
they
is a
go up.
spiral
Oh,
staircase leading up. There are no staircases that you can see that lead down.
Oh, shall we start kicking doors then?
okay, yeah.
All right, just let me know which one.
You heard sound coming from this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll kick
Great.
the door. Dion, you shoot over my head.
Okay, roll an athletics check. Because the door is locked and barred. So roll an athletics check.
Not bad.
Balls. So Dion, were you sort of holding like a surprise action to fire?
Yeah.
Okay. So roll an attack with disadvantage for me, please. You're probably going to hit something because you got an insanely high modifier. 17.
Oh.
As Glack kicks down the door, you fire in from your position, and you'd actually hit Blue Wolf there.
I was thinking red.
And 17 actually does just hit.
Oof.
This is a magical bow. So you watch as it lodges in this creature's form, and it lets out a long howl. And let's roll initiative, I think.
Okay. You want to put up the tracker?
Yes.
I'm a bit wary about the bit that says "We're Lord."
Mm-hmm. As well, you should be. Okay. Put it on. Yeah, that's a plus. +8. Okay. Warlord rolls +8, so that's a 19 for it. And I'll just get the regular werewolves. Which roll...
I rolled at disadvantage. So do you want me to roll again?
Did you?
Yeah. I hadn't
No.
changed it back.
No, you didn't. It just rolled 1d20. Glack
Alright.
there rolled with advantage.
Yeah.
The werewolves have a +4, so they actually go on an 18. Okie doke. So first, that's your surprise round, technically. So who's up first? Dion the Hunter. Look at that. Having just popped off, you watch as the werewolves there all leap to their feet. I don't have numbers for them, but for you at home, there's a yellow, a red, a blue, and a green one, all gathered around this room, which looks like a den. A werewolf den. Including one slightly beefier looking, much hencher, much more armoured, much more grizzled looking guy who's sort of sat by the fire, who turns as soon as you fire at one of his allies. He sees the bolt fly into the shoulder of the guy he sat right beside, and he howls. And it's your turn. Dion, and then Glack's on deck. Fuck, you're all going before them. What the shit? I just noticed that. What the hell?
Yeah, well rolled. Good.
So, Dion, what are you doing, please?
I see that one of them is more beefier than the rest. So I go on the assumption that he's going to be a lot stronger and tougher than the rest of them.
Interesting.
So I'm going to Hunter's Mark the Warlord.
Okay. Yeah, you can just see him from where you are through the door. He has 3/4 cover, so unless you move into the room,
sharpshooter.
that decreases your to hit by 5.
Yeah.
Oh, sharpshooter. You don't. Yeah, you overlook
it
3/4 cover.
nullifies
That's
the cover.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. All right. Yeah, are you going to fire on him then twice? I'm guessing.
Yes.
All right. Go for it. Roll me 2 attacks. At 27 and a 22, those both hit. But as you fire into him, these are just magical shots, right? These aren't silvered.
Just normal arrows.
Okay. You watch as each bolt sinks in. You see it doing damage to this guy, but he pulls them out as soon as they go in, and he snarls in your direction. He looks hurt. He looks like he's been shot, but you see the wounds slowly beginning to close back up together. Slowly. He's taken half damage from those attacks, essentially. Anything else you wish to do?
No.
Okay. 227s. Come on. What? Roll 20, why? Okay, here we go. Perfect. His legendary action, he is going to roar in defiance, and yeah, I'm going to need everyone within 30 feet, so 5, 10, 15, 20, yes, all of you, that can see him. So technically it's only Glack and Dion to roll me a wisdom saving throw, please. And his allies are bolstered. They will gain 15 tips. Wisdom save, please, Dion.
And I get +2 added on.
You get +2 from what?
I have items. I have.
It doesn't matter.
Cloak.
It doesn't matter. You fail. The DC is 17, so Glack, you succeed. But Dion, you are afraid of this creature. and you make all your attacks against it with disadvantage. And on your turn, you must use your action to move as far away from it as you can. At the end of each turn, you can make a wisdom saving throw to try and not be frightened of it anymore. But only if you're not within its line of sight. Or within line of sight of it, rather. It gains the bonus hit points. Glack, your turn.
These squares are 5 foot?
They're all 5 foot, huh?
Okay, well then, bonus action, Arms of the Astral Self pop out.
Yep,
The
very Star Platinum.
face mark comes out, and from here I can punch the Werelord.
Can you?
10-foot range.
He's 15 feet away from you.
Well in that case I will...
Because diagonals, you need to move through a door rather than punch round corners. Yeah, from there you can get him. He has 3/4 cover though, as he's behind a couch. I couldn't place him on the couch because the squares are too small.
In that case, I will waylon Greenie here.
Oh, not Greenie.
Yeah.
I would recommend getting back out of the room.
Then I will do that in a second. Okay, first punch, 17.
17 does hit. He takes all his hit points are gone. You take 15 necrotic damage as you punch him. You watch as the armor of shadows that the werelords seem to instill in all these creatures vanishes completely, and it does take an extra 1 point of damage. You yourself take 15 points of necrotic though, as it just bleeds up your hand. But its armor of shadows is now gone.
Okay. Then I do not like that, so I'm going to punch him again.
Okay.
Auto
15. Miss. It's an auto miss. It's a crit one.
Yeah. And I've already used my bonus action, so I'm going to just move out of the room.
Okay, you're going to take 2 opportunity attacks though, one from red, one from green.
I'm still in 5 foot of green. From red, yes, but from green I'm still next.
From red. And red is going to claw at you, but rolls a load a 16, which is definitely missing.
Definitely.
Okay. He doesn't have legendaries. Pizzazz.
Hey, when you punch him, it hurts. Just to tell you, it hurts when you punch him.
Pizzazz. Oh, a fireball. Of course. That'll stand by.
That's why I recommended getting out of the room.
So,
and that's why I did.
So those 4. What's their plus? They have a +1. So just blue makes it, amazingly enough. 29. So he'll take 14. So his armor of shadows is still vaguely intact. This guy takes 29. He's looking almost bloodied. This one takes 15 off the armor. And 14 off of that. Put him on there. Armor shadows is also gone. So you watch as you chuck in the fireball. The shadowy armor that the werelord instilled in all of his allies, the yellow and the red one, those are gone now. They have been sort of melted away by the vibrancy of the fire. Green is not looking too healthy. Blue has a couple of wisps still around him. As for the werelord himself, he has advantage magical resistance. Come on. It says rolling. Still rolling. Why is it still rolling? I blame Sky. I blame Sky for this. My internet was fine in previous weeks. He has a +8. Oh, that's 2d100. Well, it's a 15, so he's going to use legendary resistance to succeed and take
Okay.
only 14 damage. Okay. At the end of your turn, he is going to roar once more, and that roar allows him to dash up to his speed without provoking opportunity attacks. Technically, he can't get through Glack, but he is standing there at the forefront of his pack, ready to leap at you all.
Come again.
Okay, I don't think you're coming out here.
Roars in your face. Spittle just covers Glack's
And
star platinum.
Broom is now engulfed in flame.
There's another wall of fire.
Yes.
Where are you casting it?
I'm casting it so it goes. It goes. I can fill 60 feet of the.
It's a straight line, though, right?
It can make a dome or circle.
So I'm basically going to circle them all with it.
So it's gonna cover right in front of Glack.
Well, more it starts at him and goes round.
Goes south and through. Okay. Yeah, 34 damage. They all make dex saves. So those 4 in order. What? That's not D100s.
That's 4d100.
There we go. So one of them succeeds. 34. So Blue's armor is now gone. And he's looking bloodied. Green. How's Green looking? Not looking too great. So seeing his pack begin to falter, it's his turn now. Minus 34. Is that your turn? Any bonus actions?
Well, how are you looking, Glack?
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay. I'll stay where we are then, because
he also needs to roll. Rolls a fail. He's gonna use a legendary to succeed because that's much more damage than he was expecting.
So that's 2 legendaries he's burned through.
2 legendaries gone, but
in the first round.
In the first round, fights they don't last long in D&D. As his final legendary action, since he's getting them back at the start of his turn anyway, he's going to roar again, and you see a little wolfish charm appear around his person, and he and all allies within 10 feet of him, so
doesn't get yellow.
Everyone but yellow, sadly, regain 4d6. 11 hit points. Okay. Oh. Damn it, Bob. Why is that so annoying? That green line.
Sorry.
Oh, because it's gone through green.
Yes. So I keep on tapping on the guy. So they're looking a little more hearty. They're all looking only slightly bloodied now. But it is the Werelord's turn. I believe if he dives through the fire, he takes another dex save, right?
Sure.
Or is it if he ends his turn there? Is it when it appears and then at the start of his turn? He's currently in the wall.
Ends turn.
Ends turn. Okay, so he's gonna, currently engulfed by flame, standing in the middle of the wall, he's gonna step to the other side, run into Glack, and just sort of like be, I guess, pushed sideways using difficult terrain. So,
if I use Sentinel, would he stay on the other side of the fire?
He's not left your reach.
True.
It would be a different feat, I think, to get him when he enters and he's still he was in your reach anyway. But he is going to he's going to bite you, Glack, and he has a plus 10 to hit. So rolls a crit. Amazing.
With the plus 10 that hits me.
Yeah, this is going to hit, I'm afraid, and be quite bad.
I'm ready for the next thing you say as well.
Should be another one. 23, 33, 33 points of piercing damage as he just chomps onto your arm. And make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Yep, that's the one I was waiting for.
I want to become a were person. 14.
Okay. Nothing seems to occur. But he grins at you as he takes out this incredibly long sword from his back. And he looks at probably Lan, because he's a pretty good spellcaster, Lan, and he's going to go and attack you twice. So first attack reckless, second attack reckless. So he has a plus 12 to all these, so a 24 and a 19.
The 19 doesn't, the 24 does.
Okay, and he has rolls 2d10. 15 plus
Glad.
12.
Remember, you've got that twisted silver sword.
27 points of slashing damage to you, Bob.
Okay.
And that's his attack action. Yeah, that's all he can do on this turn. It's the werewolves now. Could you make me a con save, by the way?
Oh, con.
Yeah, for the wall of fire.
Yep.
Nice try, though.
It's a DC 13.
Oh.
So the wall of fire vanishes as quickly as it came. And the wolves, now free of its effect, are gonna run out. And since Glack is in the way, pretty much, the first one is going to barrel into you. So I'm gonna need it would be a strength check to keep them in place. Or if you wanna dodge out of the way of them, you can. No action required, and let them barrel into Lanwar.
No, I think I'll try and stick them all in the room. I'll go for a strength check.
Okay, well, the blue one's going to help the green, so first with advantage. Oh my goodness. Awful. Wrecking awful. So, it's a 12, so the status quo remains. Same again. There we go. 21, I think it was. Oh, what's it doing? Oh, I had my finger hovered over the thing. Sorry, no, it was the first one. It was an nat 20. So with blue's help, green and blue just charge you and shove you to the side, while they themselves run out, and they fill out this space. Dash up and around. Red dashes round.
Oh, wait. The first one that ran past me definitely gets punched.
Yeah,
would have been green boy.
Okay.
Isn't your reach 10 now though?
It is.
So it stays within your reach.
Okay, then I'll just do a regular punch though, which is only 5 foot.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Hop.
17 just hits these guys, as stated previously. Okay. Well, for that, and since he can't move from there now, he's going to attack you. He can't, because he used his action. So blue and green have both used. So yellow and red are both going to attack Llanwar with pack tactics. So first attack is a crit. Second attack is a 25. Third attack's a 21. And the fourth attack absolutely misses. So these are werewolves. Ooh boy. So it's... So the crit is 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 damage. And that was a bite. Second attack is another 17. Third attack was a bite as well. Oh, it wasn't a crit. Sorry, I'll roll that again. For 12 damage. So it was
17.
17, 17, and 12. 34, 35, 36, 46 points total. And I need 2 constitution saves, please. Because you've been bitten by 2 different werewolves. Dion, you're up next, by the way. Think about what you're going to do.
And 2 contracts.
2 con saves, yeah.
Right.
You know, we'll come back to that. Dion, on your turn, you are intensely afraid of the thing that is right beside you. You've never seen a beast more terrifying. You've hunted demons, devils, undead. You've fought your greatest enemy, and yet this thing is terrifying. You succeed both times, Bod. Yeah.
17 and 60.
Yeah, because those are the regular rules, you succeed on both. This thing is terrifying. You need to use all your movement to get as far as you can away from it. Currently, you can't. You also can't willingly get closer to it. What do you do? Where are you going?
I was gonna go behind Pizzazz. Right in the corner.
You charge through that door. That would get you further away from it.
Alright.
Then your fear-addled mind...
Yeah, I'll head towards the door and go through.
Cool. Use object, you get through the door, and you wander into a dining hall. A magnificent feast lies before you. The smells, the aromas, the sights, the sounds are all splendid and almost have a soothing effect. But as you glance back over your shoulder, you see the thing. The thing is still there, the thing that haunts you. That's your movement, or that's 10, 15, 20, 25. You can get to the other side of the room. You can get to there, technically.
Oh, right, yeah.
If you wanted to. What would you like to do with your action?
See how far I could go.
Yeah, it's 5
yeah,
feet.
so I'll move to the other side of the table.
Yeah, amazing. You just run around the table, slide down. Out in the hall, you hear your friends being attacked, snarling, hideous, terrible, terrifying sounds. What do you do with your action?
I'm gonna attack the Lord.
Okay, you have disadvantage.
Yeah.
Glack, you're on deck.
Yep.
An 18 misses.
Ooh. Yeah.
And the second strike,
Uh,
a 21 misses. So
21 misses?
you are just so terrified of this thing that you just knock two arrows, ping. The first one just hits the wall right above his head. The second one actually embeds itself in his armor, but does not pierce it fully.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's your turn, Glack.
Wipes a little bit of blood from his chin and says, "You don't attack the druid." And I'm just going to wail on Red first with
All right.
2 punches.
Damn it.
So 21
Forgot
and a
to do that.
32.
21 and 32 both hit. I'd forgotten to do his legendary, which I'm very displeased about. That's fine. That's 32 damage. Doesn't quite take him down, but he howls in terrified, torturous pain.
Well, I pop him with another 3.
Yeah, that's enough to take him down.
Okay, then I'm going to spend a key point and I'm going to wail on yellow.
Okay.
I said you leave the druid alone. Well, 29 radiant.
Those both hit. 29. And it howls and yells as well. That's a good turn. For Pizzaz's turn, the Werelord's gonna just this deep, fierce hatred of you. Every one of his allies within 5 feet of you is gonna make an attack. An advantage attack. So the first one is a 23 rather, and a crit again. Both of them are biting you. So the first one is a regular hit.
Who are you attacking, sorry?
You. This is
okay.
the legendary reaction. So that's a plus 4 is 10 points from yellow. Green crits. And does another 19 points of damage to you. And they both just sink their fangs into you in retribution.
So 29 total.
Their fallen comrade. That's his legendary action, Pizzazz.
Okay, yeah, this is gonna be fun.
You have careful spell. No.
I am going to Scorching Ray.
Scorching Ray. Okay. Who are you aiming at?
So it's three attacks,
Mm-hmm.
and they are all going at the Warlord.
They're all going at the Werelord, okay.
So first one for 13
Miss.
29 with
That
9
hits.
fire,
That hits.
and 15 I'm assuming misses.
That's also going to miss, I'm afraid.
Yep.
But the second one does clatter in, and it does look to do full damage.
Cool. And I'm gonna nope out of there into this room. And close the door behind me.
Damn it. Damn it. Arg. For Lanwar's turn, he's going to use another legendary action. Trails of wispy black smoke come off of his body and affect the 3 folk left, emboldening them with armor of Agathis-like things. Armor of shadows. So they all gain 15 temp hit points. That's his legendary. Lanwar, it's you.
Okay. I will glug my health potion.
Ooh, look at that. Amazing. Lots of ones, though. God damn. Oof. Yeah, that's your... Did we make that a bonus action? I think we kept that as a full action.
Yep.
Okay. That's your action.
Okay with that being my action, and...
Hidden step.
Yep.
Nope, away into the kitchen as well. Just leaving Glack behind with 4 werewolves.
I can do it with... Creature... How close is he?
5 foot.
He's about 5 foot away.
Is he within touching reach?
Ooh, you know what? I'll say yes. Why not?
I grab his hand and 30 feet.
Do you need to see where you're going?
Because
I'm pretty sure that was a thing during the fight with Ziraj.
Yeah, I can see.
Mm-hmm. So you could get part way up the stairs. You could get up to that corner of the stairs and lead them upstairs. Away from your squishy wizard. And the terrified.
Well, wouldn't I be able to appear at the top of the stairs?
You can't see up to the top of the stairs. You can see halfway up the stairs. But you can use your movement to run the last little distance.
Well, I will move to basically beside. I'd probably take it. Yeah, if I move, I get attacked by blue.
And black.
Yeah. So, teleport us halfway up the stairs and then movement up the stairs.
Cool. Yeah, you get up to the banisters about there. And you take Glack with you.
Yep.
Do you want to run up the stairs carrying Glack, or just leave him behind?
Well,
leave him behind.
Oh, you can leave me.
I will move a little bit further up the stairs just to see what we're going towards, but not too far enough away. I'm gonna leave him behind. That's
Okay. Okay, well, one where you reappear on the lower map, which, since you're controlling, you reappear there. 5, 10. That's 10 feet. Glack is still down there. He's about 5, 10, 15 feet away from you.
okay.
But you see yourself now in an upper hall, much like the one on the ground floor. Unlit oil lamps are mounted on the walls of this very elegant hall, and hanging above the mantelpiece is another wood-framed portrait, but you're too far away currently to see it. There are suits of armor flanking wooden doors in the east and west walls, and each suit of armor clutches a spear and has a visored helm shaped like a wolf's head. And the marble staircase continues to spiral upwards. A cold draft can be felt coming from down it, and it causes the hair on the back of your neck to just prick up. That's your turn. It's the Werelord now, and the Werelord... Actually, I've already said. The Werelord says, "Go after them! The others are mine." And he charges at the door. He moves 10 feet, opens the door, sees Pizzazz, and he's gonna put all of his attacks at Pizzazz. Reckless. Bite. Another crit. Oh my god, he's rolling crits aplenty. His sword. Plus 12. 21 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And another sword for a much higher. So, bite is a crit. Guys. It's 6d6. So you're going to take 41 points of piercing damage. From his bite, which is
That's just his bite.
That's just his bite. I rolled fairly high. For those at home, I rolled 3 6s, a 5, and 2 4s, if you can't see the screen. And his sword, his 2 sword attacks come in. Plus 12 to each of these, so a 22 and 16 damage. 22 and 16. So another 38 points on top of the 41. As he just chomps onto your, like, almost bites your throat out, and as he tosses you to the side of one wall, draws his sword again and swipes at you twice, and you're just not quick enough to raise your hand to shield. Yeah, that's his turn. The werewolves all follow their pack leader's command and charge up the stairs. This one, you know what? Yellow is actually gonna climb and try and leap up. Gonna roll an athletics check to try and get beyond Glack. Rolls an athletics. Nat 20. So it leaps, clambers up. My god, all these nat 20s. This is where I come home to roost. Glack, I think you'll technically get an opportunity attack as it moves 5 feet and spots Lanwar.
Then I will take it.
So it's right behind you now, Lanmar. It is coated in that black smoke, by the way, Glack. The Armour of Agathis effect. You.
If you hit him at the 10 feet, will it still affect him?
But he was looking really, really rough from like before. He was
Yeah,
looking
why
at
not?
Death's Door. All right, go for it. He might not even hit.
Oh.
21's going to do it. 13 doesn't quite finish him off. But it does take off most of his Armour of Shadows. So you take 15 points of necrotic damage yourself.
Looking really rough.
This one here is going to dive across the banister. Actually, it needs to roll an athletics check to not fall down the stairs. It falls down the stairs. And you know what? I'm going to say it barrels into the blue one. Blue one gets a dex save. Only rolls a 10. So he does manage to leap out of the way as his ally flies past. Ally is prone. That's his turn. He's already moved 10, 15, 20, 25. So he does have the movement to get back to you. But he doesn't have pack tactic, luckily enough for you. So one bite and one claw, which these have +5 to. So an 18 and a 23.
Or 23 just hits.
23 just hits, okay. So you're going to take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points of damage from the claw. And that's all the werewolves.
Still up.
Oh, no, wait. Yellow is going for Lan. Doesn't have advantage. Here's the bite. And here's the claw. Bite rolls a 17 to hit.
Nope.
Cool, then that's everyone. Back to Dion the Hunter. You're terrified. And your worst fear has just barreled down the door and has tossed pizzazz around like a rag doll. What are you doing?
I'm gonna attack him.
Okay. 2 attacks with disadvantage. Galak, you're on deck.
Yep.
All the werewolves now are looking pretty weak. One of those hits, Dion. One of them he just catches and snaps in half and licks his lips. His Pizzazz's blood still on his muzzle. And he says, I'm coming for you next. Minus
Dion's just still visibly trembling.
Yes.
Oh. Neil, have you been rolling to see if you shake off the effect?
That's a point.
No.
Tell you what, roll the attack at the end of your previous... Roll the wisdom save at the end of your previous turn. See if you make it.
Normal or disadvantage?
I believe it's normal while you can see him. It's advantage if you're hiding from him. Like averting your gaze, hiding behind a table, that sort of thing. Aha! Look at there. So actually, we'll take the 30 there. And the 23. So the 23 does just hit, actually. So he's going to take another 15 points. But you sort of straighten your bow, you feel yourself just, Pizzazz is in danger. You've got to help. That's your turn.
I'll get your back, Pizzazz.
That's your turn. None of his legendaries really do much because no one's within 10 feet of him. Could use. Actually, yeah. You know what? I'm so sorry, Neil. He's going to use his legendary to do a terrifying roar.
Actually, you're not sorry.
You've already succeeded on it, so he's going to use it on Pizzazz. So Pizzazz, I need a wisdom save from you, please.
Mm-hmm.
You've already saved, Neil, so you're immune to it.
This is good.
15. I need to check his DC. Where's his DC? Ooh.
I'm sure you said it was 17 before.
Yes, his one is, I'm afraid. So that doesn't quite do it. So you know, having righteously been torn a new throat hole
Mm-hmm.
are terrified of this thing. But Glack, there's a blue one right in front of you, there's a yellow one tearing into Lanwar, and there's a green one on the floor and can't get up.
Well, I'm going to punch the blue one in the snout.
Go for it.
Get your rolled up
Oh,
paper out.
17.
17 does hit. This one is actually looking the healthiest of all three. You demolish his necrotic hit points, so you take another 15.
Okay, in that case, I am down.
Okay.
Can I say with that one punch to knock him out, I could do my little zappy extra bit of punch?
Yes, of course. Or,
Ah.
I will let you go for the yellow one instead, because that would knock it out.
Nope. Blue.
All right.
Blue is what I went for. Blue is what I suffer with. So I'm down.
Okay. So Lanwar, you alone can see this. On the other side of a yellow wolf, Glack, hubristically some might say, but defiantly, has just been punching a werewolf, and just, yeah, he falls to the ground, slumps to the bottom of the stairs. The werewolf looks down for a moment, and then remembers its commands from its pack leader and looks up at you. Pizzazz. This thing's right here. It's bloodied, by the way.
Yeah,
After
so am I.
that barrage from Dion, it is bloodied.
Yeah, so am I.
What are you doing?
Would Pizzazz not have to move? Because he's terrified?
Yeah, you would need to use your movement too, though. But you can do that before or after you take an action.
Yeah.
So, like, if he wanted to inflict wounds at disadvantage, he could, for instance. What are you doing, Pizzazz? Lanwar on deck.
Just double checking what I can do. Yeah. Let's do light.
Light. Oh,
Yep.
shit. Con save. Doesn't have advantage on these, though. 11. What's his con? He's got a decent con. +5. That's not enough. And this would kill him, so he's going to use his last legendary resistance, I'm afraid. But he is looking super bad. Super, super bad. You watch as this should take him out. You're pretty sure of the reactions. You just watch as just a deep wellspring of this power comes from within him and just barely manages to keep him on his feet. Jesus.
And then movement, I have to move away.
He because of his fear effect, he doesn't get the opportunity. However, as his legendary before Lanwar's turn, he's gonna run in. I'm gonna roll a d20. Odds, he goes for Dion. Evens, he goes for Pizzazz. Odds. So he leaps around the table.
Better.
Yeah, leaps around the table and says, "I said you would die, scum."
Just because you said it doesn't mean it's true.
Lambert, it's your turn.
Okay. Right.
This thing in front of you looks weak as hell.
Bonus action. Bam with a summer court. Get your.
Cool. We'll roll that after your turn.
Yeah. So Glack
Because
will be
it takes
back.
ages. Yep. What are you doing with your action?
And with my action, I will use. I will do primal savagery.
This is the melee attack, right?
Yep.
Okay. 25 hits.
Alright. And roll damage.
That takes out its shadowy armor, and you watch as the last vestige of it leave its body. You yourself take 15 points of damage, but in the process of acid damage, of necrotic,
Yes.
you resistant.
Yep, I have resistance.
Cool. Then 7 points of necrotic damage. Its body slumps to the floor now. Before you, it was very weak when you did that.
Right. I roll the. All right.
Yeah. So it's the werelord's turn. The werelord's gonna bite.
You get 21 hit points back plus 6 temp.
It attacked recklessly.
21.
That's gonna hit Dion. That's gonna hit Dion, and that's gonna hit Dion.
How many crits are you gonna bloody get?
Wow!
This was meant to be a fairly evenly matched encounter, but because of the amount of crits I've gotten on this fairly hefty damage dealing guy alone, my god. But luckily it wasn't his bite that critted, so his bite will only do 3 die 6. 11 plus 10, 21 damage to you, Neil.
21, okay.
Yep. His greatsword, and I need a con save, please. That succeeds. His crit attack does plus 12, 33 points. And his final hit does 17. How are you looking there? Still up?
Yeah, what was that damage just at the end there?
Another 17. After the 33.
Oh, right, okay.
That's his turn. He licks his lips. He is loving this. He says, "You're much more fun than the last group who came through. I'll enjoy feasting on you." Blue Werewolf is going to howl and charge up at Lanwar.
Would I have got my what's-it back? Because it was my turn.
Yes, you would have. Technically, yeah. You're actually
punch him
lying
up.
there playing dead. So you're lying there. You punch from the ground, so it's a disadvantage. But you're gonna punch into his, crotchal region as he chomps over you. So roll an attack.
Disadvantage. Oh, 18.
18 hits. He didn't have his necrotic shield, so you're going to take all 12 of that. And you watch as he rolls a con save.
Because he's not been taken to the vet.
He manages to maintain, but he turns, now apparently, having reached Lanwar, but now apparently torn. There's a healer right there. There's a guy who's just punched him in the crotch. He's going to take the opportunity attack from Lanwar and dive at the guy who just punched him in the crotch. So Lanwar, an opportunity attack, please.
Okay.
This guy may end up killing himself. It's an amazing distraction.
Okay.
I'm flipping him off with 4 fingers.
Yeah, you have advantage, by the way, Lanwar.
Okay.
I think. Don't you have advantage? No. Yes? No.
No.
No. It has the advantage on Glack. That's what it was.
Okay.
All the fucking text when I was just trying to hit him.
Jesus, dude. What are you doing? You just attacking with the quarterstaff?
Yeah.
Okay, so a plus roll and attack then.
Alright.
All I needed to see was the attack.
Yeah, because
I didn't want...
I clicked the attack thing and it just showed you everything. I'm just like, that's not right.
Right, okay.
I roll a d20. That's only a +5, so it's only 10.
You use your strength plus the +2, right? Plus proficiency. Which, your proficiency at this level is at least +5.
Yeah.
What's your strength?
It's not. It's -2, so...
Okay, so it is a +5. So a 10 actually misses, so you swipe through the air. That was a bad idea. He makes his attack, misses his bite, but hits with his claws.
What?
9 points of damage. 9 points of damage.
You still suck.
You will never suck again. I will take your teeth. Go after the healer. Gonna do it much carefully. So he's gonna use his action actually to get around, so he doesn't need to make the check. But he does arrive at Llanwar.
Aye.
Aye. Good advantage. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's the werewolves. Back up to Dion. Dion, this guy is looking weak, but he looks like he will fight to the end.
I'm gonna move back a bit and then attack him.
You're gonna move back a bit, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. You're gonna take an attack of opportunity, though.
Alright. Yeah, but would that be a disadvantage?
What, his attack against you?
Oh, right, I thought you said I had an attack of opportunity. Sorry.
No, he'd get an attack of opportunity against you if you left his reach.
Which is...
I'll just attack him from where I am.
Okay. You have disadvantage from being close range, but advantage because he went reckless, so it's a flat roll.
Right.
Unfortunately, those both miss.
Ting.
Damn.
He just deflects both of them with his sword. And you watch as he just smiles and points his jaws towards, and the first one, like, if either one of those had hit him, it would have killed him. But he has an AC of higher than 20, I'm afraid. That's your turn, Glack.
Okay,
You're
I'm going
on
to...
the ground. Bloody.
Is it 5 foot of movement to get up?
If you have the athlete feat, yes.
I
Otherwise,
do not.
it's half your movement.
Okay, so... Ooh, that's a lot. So, I get up,
Mhm.
standing face to face with Blue, and say, "Come on then, let's have a go."
Okay, go for it. He's looking weak. Very, very thready.
Punch. 17.
17's their AC, as you know. He takes that punch. He yowls in pain. He's looking weak. One more good whack to the snout should finish him off. Oh, dear me.
So you should have rolled up your
You
newspaper.
have a
on that
bonus
one.
action?
Should I do and third punch? That's better.
Yeah. You knock him to one side. He parries the second, but you manage to clock a haymaker using your... I'll just call it what it is. It's basically your stand. It's basically Star Platinum. You clock him to the side of the face, and he falls over the edge and lands in a heap atop 2 other lichens. He is gone. There is just the green one left. There is wispy, shadowy armor around his form, though.
Let me deal
You
with
know
that.
what? No, don't I? I'll save you, lad. And I will punch him in the back of the head.
All right, roll your attack.
Is Lan within range of him?
Yes.
So I get back
Do
tactics now.
Your back tactics, yes. Funny how that works. 31, 14 damage. His armor is almost gone.
And with the extra 4, so 18
His
damage.
armor is gone. There you go.
And I take 15, I'm sure.
Yes, you do. It's an Armor of Agathis effect. It's really cool. He's looking weak. It's Pizzaz's turn. Pizzazz, this creature, it's on its last legs. But you're terrified of it. What are you doing?
Tell the dead.
Toll the Dead. Okay, wisdom save. What's its mod? Plus CX. Doesn't have advantage. So it has it rolls a 12, and it can't Doesn't have another legendary. So
a 5 on the 2d12.
What's the extra 5 for?
No, it's just 5. Because he's already taken damage.
It's just 5. Oof.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Puts it on single digits. If it were 14, it would have taken it. But any bonus actions?
Yeah, I'm going to bounce out of there using Misty Step.
Yep. The
So,
door is
so-
still open, so you actually see all the way out to here. Yep. So you're gone. You're gone, baby. You just leave Dion to his fate. That's amazing.
and then I'm gonna use my. I've still got my movement.
Yeah.
Um,
And to
Look.
use objects, so you could close the door.
No, I'm not gonna close the door. But I am
Would be-
gonna start running up the stairs.
In 15, 20, 25, you can get up to directly behind Glack.
Yeah.
Cool. Amazing. All right. Lanwar, your allies are on the move right behind this guy. This guy who has lost the last of his shadowy armor. What are you doing?
I'm gonna help him with primal savagery.
Hits.
Okay.
More damage.
And
It's at this point just who gets that. Yeah, that doesn't finish him off. Not quite. He'll get
17.
one last attack on you.
And I will use my bonus action to spend another 4 to cure Pizzazz as he runs up.
All right. He's still up, but that's up to you. It's the Werelord's turn. The Werelord, seeing the meaty morsel charge out the door, he says, "I suppose all your allies have gone. It's just you and me."
He didn't see me charge out the door. He just saw me just disappear.
Either way, he's gonna go. He's gonna go reckless
He's
on you,
still
Dion.
gone.
Yeah.
So his bite is a 14 to hit. It's his first bite to miss. Oof. Reckless on his sword attack for a 30, and his
That
final
hits.
hit is a 29.
The two of them hit.
Okay, so the 2 sword hits. 3 and 6, both of those plus 12, so 24, 33 points of damage to you. In 2 instances, so 15 damage and then 18 damage. Are you down?
No,
How much health do you have?
I'm not looking good.
My
I'll be honest.
God, newbie. Jesus. It's the werewolf's turn. It looks around. It's surrounded by all sides. Know this. I will return, and when I do, I will eat the throats out of all of you. He's just going to fire 2 final attacks at... you know what? I'll roll a d20. Odds, Glack, evens, Lan. Lan. Cool. So, your bite attack is a 24. Your claw attack is a miss. So the bite attack
Okay.
Bite attack is 14 points of damage and a con save, please.
Ooh.
Who's failed these?
14 damage.
And then it's Dion's turn.
20.
Yeah, that succeeds. Dion, it's just you and this guy. One of you is going to kill the other. And you don't know about this guy, but you're fairly certain you're known by many as the best hunter in Sigil. So roll your attacks. Do you want to move away from him? You do have advantage if you do, but you will take an opportunity attack. It depends on how healthy you are. It's up to you.
I'll attack him.
From where you are?
Yes.
Okay, it'll be flat rolls then. Go for it. First attack. Pretty much all you need to do is hit him. 20's gonna miss. You could move at this point if you wanted. Just putting it out
They're
there.
not coming up on mine. I'll need to come out. Could I drink a potion?
No, we've established before it's an action to drink a potion.
Alright. Okay, fair enough.
I did offer, but that's some insanely bad luck, I'm afraid. Both
I
of
don't
those,
even know what I've rolled.
It's an 18 and a 20.
Damn it.
So you have missed both times, I'm afraid. Remember as well, folks, you can move in between your attacks. You can attack, then move, then attack again. Meanwhile, Glack, you don't know anything of what's going on. You hear howling, you hear screaming and shouting and ripping of flesh coming from below you, but all you can see in front of you is dead meat, quite frankly.
Bam, bam, bam. Punch him in the face.
Yeah, that first hit is enough. You more like side swipe him, and he falls over the edge also and lands in a heap.
Okay. Pizzazz, is Dion still up?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Okay. Then I'm going to jump onto the bodies.
There's actually... It's more like a step, because there are three piled there. It's like a 5-foot drop, so you don't even extend your monk parachute pants. So it's more like you just sort of drop down slightly, and then you drop down again. We'll just call it like 5 feet extra of movement. No problem.
Okay. So
You've used 10 feet.
10. So that would be 15, 20, 25.
If you've got
30,
40, if you've got
35.
40,
Oh, I've got 50.
10-foot reach.
Yep.
Plus you've got 10-foot reach. Dion is within 5 feet of him, and he went reckless. So you have advantage. You just watch him flailing the sword around. Dion, there are chunks missing from him, but you've killed things. You've killed all the things. 28.
And I'm gonna.
Yeah. How do you want to do this?
Really, that little punch is annoying.
How do you
I'm
want to do
gonna
this?
Punch him so his head squishes against the wall from a
Exactly.
distance. Just cracks his skull.
Perfect.
Tickle
There
him to
is
death.
Like,
so in this dining room there are just it's a dining / trophy room mounted on the wall. There's a tusk, sort of elephant-esque head. Not an actual elephant, more like a weird deformed demon creature that you just punch his face sideways into, and he just crumples all over the place.
just gonna go up and pull 2 of his fangs out, like just snap them out of his jaw, like, these are mine, fella. And I put them in my pocket.
The room is still.
Dion.
It's
says
at this
thanks
point.
to Glack.
It's at this point the two of you, the heats of battle, dying down now. It's at this point you notice the terrific feast laid before you in this room. There are pots of smoking, steaming soup. There is a main course of a full roast suckling pig. There's roast beef. There is a dessert in the form of a Viennetta. All the best foods, you know. This is an amazing looking feast.
And therein lies the problem.
Although the fact that it's still hot, the food is still hot, it's still steaming, it's still piping hot. The drinks are still sparkling. This is strange.
Well, Glack's too punch drunk to care. He's gonna rip the leg off the pig and go sit in the corner and just eat because he's feeling very tired.
Amazing. Dion?
Dion's gonna grab some food as well.
Okay. Are you sitting in another corner, or are you actually sitting at the table?
I'm just gonna flop down onto the ground.
Yeah. It was exhausting. Pizzazz and Lanwar, after a couple of moments, Lanwar especially, of standing in this upper hall, your allies don't reappear, but the sounds of fighting appear to have stopped. You heard a final sort of death howl from the werelord.
I think
Over the earpieces. You guys all right? Is he dead?
You hear chewing sounds over the earpieces.
Okay.
Nom 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 nom.
All werewolves have been punched. It's fine.
Think this
Are
might...
you eating?
There's food on the table.
What
You
table?
don't let food go cold.
What table and what food?
A big table,
Dining
and I
room.
think it's pork.
How long is this fight going on?
I think that was round 5, so less than 30 seconds.
I want to make my way back down and look at the table with my eyes still detecting magic.
Is that not concentration?
It is concentration.
All right.
Yeah, that would have gone with
Yeah.
your wall of fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So, I have.
Yeah, I'm gonna do an arcane check on this food.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Roll an Arcana check as you just sort of pick up a goblet of wine or like a bit of roast beef.
I'm just staring at the table, not touching it at the moment.
Okay.
24.
Nothing arcane about it. It looks like food. The fact that it's still like the frozen stuff is, or the desserts are still cold, and the meat is still hot, and the drinks are still cold. That's clearly like a preserving effect.
Mhm.
But aside from that,
Depends when it got served.
it's like it's almost like it got conjured into being recently, like very recently, less than 20 seconds ago.
Zaz
Does
comes into the middle of the room here,
it
sits on the floor and starts ritually casting Tiny Hut.
Pizzazz, just a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Does that wine go with this pork?
White wine goes with white meat.
Can I
Did you pick up white wine?
do an
Absolutely.
investigation check to compare it to the heroes' feasts I've conjured before?
Sure.
See if it looks anything vaguely like that.
I'd say this would be a nature check.
Okay.
Or Arcana, up to you.
We'll
Since
do
it's
it.
The
spell.
table's full of nature.
I'm basically comparing it to what I cast, what I make.
Yeah, so nature if you're comparing the food, and Arcana if you're comparing spell work.
Alright, we'll use nature. $11.
You're a bit dizzy from the fight. You sit yourself down. You're aware of the nature of Hero's Feast. You can pick whatever you wanted. This is food. Whether it was conjured by a Hero's Feast or not, you're not entirely certain right now. Over in the corner, there is a dead werewolf, by the way.
As long as it's dead. Are we sure it's dead?
Well, his head is crushed in, so probably. But here's the fun part. I'm going to go and check his pockets while I put the leg of pork in my mouth, holding it there, as I'm just like giving him the quick, does he have anything on his pockets?
Roll investigation, because he has a hidden thing.
I barely
he
found his
doesn't.
pocket.
The sword he was carrying clattered to the ground, and it's a very vicious looking sword. Like
Does anybody
really,
like swords?
No, I'm quite fond of my new staff. I don't use blades.
Give me 20 minutes. after 10 minutes after I finish ritually casting Tiny Heart, and I can bring up a detect magic.
Hmm.
And then if it's magic, I can do identify.
Dion,
Yes.
do you mind we move this body out of here? I wouldn't want his hut to be filled with a body.
I'll do my best.
And the two of us just move the body outside the door and
Easy enough. It's just a body. You
Close the
just
door.
carry it out. Yeah.
Oh, well. I'm sure I've encountered nature things. I want to do a nature check to see if I know what would make sure a werewolf doesn't get back up again. Because Bob knows.
Yes,
Okay.
he does.
Roll another nature check then.
19.
These all look like regular werewolves, maybe slightly beefier. Like they've been hitting the gym. This one in particular looks like a pack lord of some description. This must have been his pack. You're not entirely sure what would get them back up, but given their curse and given the nature of the warning you received earlier, maybe you can have more than one curse. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Some people can have as many curses as they choose.
Indeed. No melted faces here, though.
So would I notice that bit with silver? There's more.
You would. Sorry, yeah, you would know that silver affects werewolves easily, but that's common knowledge.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking of another thing. Yeah, you stab them with some silver stuff.
Just let's make sure they don't get back up. I'd rather not have to deal with that.
Yeah, you just sort of cut them with the silver the edge of a silver sword.
Come back in with.
I got a silver chain on me.
So what are you gonna do? Throttle them? They're dead, man. They're already dead.
Just to make sure.
Rub it into the wound. See if it fizzles or anything.
All right. What do you wish to do? Do you just going to eat this this feast? I ask nonchalantly.
I thought Pizzazz was casting
Tiny
Heart.
Yeah.
I'll let
I'm
him.
still eating.
I will let him finish his before I even touch the food. Because
Black is a good food tester.
Okay.
And whilst they're doing that, I will expend some charges on my staff to.
With the corpse gone and the door closed, this room seems calm, peaceful. The kind of place you could probably rest for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I was waiting until the little hut came up and then go for the rest.
Mm-hmm.
How long are we planning to rest here?
I would say short.
20 minutes.
A short rest, maybe.
Okay.
I mean, the hero's feast would take an hour to eat.
Mm-hmm.
And that's classed as a short rest as well.
Okay.
And the tiny hut will last for 8 hours.
What does the tiny heart do?
Tiny hut.
It's a dome that is impenetrable. Nothing can get in and out apart from people that you choose.
Ben, can you mute your stream that's on in the background? By the way, I can hear the.
Oh, sorry.
I can hear the kills. Cheers.
Yeah, it's
Technically,
Basically, a
it's
protective dome.
Yeah, protective dome. That lasts for 8 hours.
we could have a long rest here with that.
Could do, yeah.
You could certainly try.
The only way to get rid of it is like dispel magic.
No.
Well, let's get in the dome and have a nap to start with.
Easy enough. You get into the dome with all manner of food, beverage. There is white wine. There is red as well to go with the beef. Lovely Cabernet Sauvignon.
I would have ritually cast detect magic as well, just to see if this is magic or what's magic in the room.
There's nothing. There's nothing magical about the food itself, but it does appear, as you sort of cast around, you do notice under a big golden bowl in the center of the room, which holds the punch, you see like a faint magical kind of sigil on the table. Lifting the bowl up and looking, you see this symbol etched onto the table.
This symbol?
On the upper right-hand side of the map.
Okay.
If you want to zoom out.
I have got it zoomed out so the stream can see.
This table seems to be made of pie.
Okay.
Pie?
Yes, because there's dessert to come. To go with the Viennetta.
Your passive arcana is 21. So...
yeah, sure.
well, you've got a plus 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you aside from being a wizard, I'm not going to make you roll arcana. So, aside from... what you know is mostly necromancy based.
Mm-hmm.
But you're... Do you have transmutation spells?
Possibly.
Like polymorph? Do you have polymorph?
I have polymorph.
No.
You're not an arcane caster, though.
No.
I don't have polymorph, no.
Okay. Well, anyway, you realize it because it's a fairly common spell type. This is the symbol. Shit! No, it's the wrong one. No, damn it! It's this one you see.
Which one it was for.
Sorry, it's this one you see. God damn.
Mm.
Sorry, stream. No.
Well,
hide areas. Hide areas.
Right.
Upside down A.
There you go. That's the one you see. God damn it.
Yeah, but there's a squiggle going through it.
You recognize that one as that of conjuration.
Yeah.
Notes throw you off a little bit there.
Yes.
Fair enough.
I had them in the wrong order.
That's fair.
But yeah, that symbol is carved onto the table.
Conjuration.
And it's giving off a faint glow as you look at it. By the end of your rest, the food fades, as does the magic in the conjuration slab. Everyone who partook of the feast, please, I need you to roll a Constitution save.
Oh, you're trapping food. That seems cruel.
No, I wouldn't do that. Oh, 2 nat ones. Oh,
God.
yes, please.
It's meant to be.
The GM stealing all the nat 20s and giving us all the nat 1s.
Boo.
Don't boo me.
We're booing Roll20 more than anything else.
For me, that's a 10, but I have a feeling that's not going to be good enough.
No, it's a higher DC than that. As you feel yourselves overcome with this delicious meal, you feel a deeper hunger within your bones, within your stomachs. You gain the following flaw, which, I trust you both to play it quite well. The following curse. Anything is edible, and I must taste everything I can.
Long rest or short rest?
You gain the benefits of a short rest. Incidentally, both of you as well notice a sharpening to your senses at the end of this hour. You can smell things a little better. As you look around at Lanoir and Pizzazz, there's no cartoon, they don't become giant drumsticks or anything. But you just sort of smell, and Glack, you almost hear the heartbeat coming from Larn. As you glance across, you see the blood pumping up his carotid artery. You feel that hunger. But you manage to suppress it straight away. It's your party member. Obviously. You wouldn't eat them. Yet. But yes, you gain the benefit of a short rest. You gain your channel divinities. You can use your arcane regaining thing. You get your key points back, all that stuff. Wild shapes. And you're able eventually to leave this room. Just as you're about to head out the door, the figure in black materializes again and says, I see you have met the wolf pack and enjoyed a meal. How was it?
Quite tasty.
I hope the food was to your liking.
Not enough salt.
Aside from that,
Quite
anything
decent.
else? Anything else? Any comments, queries?
Compliments to the chef.
I think there
all
could have been some
filled
more
out.
mushrooms.
It was all filled out by your mind, my half-orc friend. The second you stepped foot inside the door, it came into being. You found something. As you know, in this place to find is to lose. But I wonder if the piece of yourself you've lost is one you'll miss. Hope you enjoyed the food. And he bows and starts to sort of retract backwards and fade away. Lanoir, what do you do?
As I was watching him, I want to use one of my other abilities. I want to use read opponent.
How long does that take? Is it an action or a minute? Because that sounds like a fighter ability that takes a minute.
Rank 1, you can attempt to read a creature you see, to learn information as a bonus action.
As a bonus action, okay.
DC Wisdom, DC 15 Insight check. On success, you learn 3 details of the creature, about the creature. Once you've can use it. Can't use it again until dawn.
Okay, roll me an insight check.
I will put it up on the screen for the people that see. So get it selected.
Oh yeah, did detect magic earlier detect anything from the sword?
Oh, from the sword that the guy was using.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very magical.
Okay, and I would ritually cast Identify.
Okay. This is an infinity blade.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What does that do?
Well, it's a +3 sword, long sword, and it has a favored enemy, which in this case is Noids. When you hit when you hit your favored enemy type with this weapon, if you reduce it to 0 hit points, the creature is disintegrated.
Ooh.
This didn't matter because you're in Sigil, but when you hit a creature with this weapon, you can cast Banishment against the creature as a bonus action. The spell save is 17 or 20 if the creature is of the chosen type, Noids. Once you cast the spell again, it can't be cast until the next dawn. If that's it. It's a legendary longsword, requires attunement. I'll post that in the group chat after this session as well.
Okay.
Anyone going to use it?
I can't.
And I don't use swords.
Dear?
Probably not, no.
Into the bag of holding goes with the alcohol that he still has.
A legendary sword into the bag of holding, never seen again.
Auction it.
17.
17, right.
So,
what do you learn?
I get to learn 3... says I learn 3 of my choice.
Okay.
I would like to learn...
Hold on. I'm loading up its stats. I wasn't expecting this. Just give me a sec.
Fair enough.
Loading up. Okay, where are you? Alright.
I'd like to know its weakness. If it's weak against any weakness, resistance.
So vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
None.
Resistance.
That's one question.
Resistance.
Cold. Lightning.
And immunities.
Damage or condition.
Weak damage.
Are you sure?
Which I want to know what magic spells it can negate. It's basically so.
All right. It also has resistance to fire, so cold, fire, and lightning.
Okay.
Because it has that magic item as well that I'd forgotten about.
I'll communicate to them for the headpiece, telling them these things as I learn them.
Immunities, damage immunities.
Yeah.
Necrotic, poison, bludgeoning, piercing, slashing.
Okay. Can you put them in the chat? So. So everyone now knows what not to hit this guy with if we end up in a fight. Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
I'm going home, bye.
Oh no.
And he has no weakness.
He does have a weakness. Song. And a pretty face. No, Okay, you have gained a short rest here in this dining trophy room. Some of you have gained, some of you have lost. There's still a couple of doors left untouched.
Shit, does that count
In
as
this
a gain?
area?
Then, gaining off mana.
If it does, you don't know in what way it has affected you. It doesn't seem to have affected you in any way.
Because it's just because I'm work at Adventurers Retreat, I gain that skill.
Privately, I'm going to note something down here.
Okay.
On a completely unrelated note.
Yeah.
You gained insight on their defenses, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Good to know. Thank you. Well, the gift you have given. No. So you head out of this room because, my God, guys. There are 2 doors left untouched, or you could head up the stairs, and you've not fully explored the den in very much detail. You got a glimpse of it before the door was thrown open.
How is everybody? Well rested or?
A little bit hungry now.
Yeah.
Looking at their sort of bodies and that, just to see if anyone looks how everyone kind of looks. I'm checking their health gauges, including my own.
I'm going to wander into the den.
All right.
I basically did a shit ton of healing to myself.
Yeah, so did I.
This oak-paneled room looks like another sort of hunter's den type area. Mounted above the fireplace is a stag's head, and positioned round the outskirts of the room are 3 stuffed wolves and 2 stuffed adventurers. 2 padded chairs draped in animal furs face the hearth, with an oak table between them supporting a cask of wine, 2 carved wooden goblets, a pipe rack, and a candelabrum. Chandelier hangs above a cloth-covered table surrounded by 4 chairs. The chairs have been sort of knocked to one side. There's a deck of cards that was clearly in use by 2 of the wolves on this table. Over here is where the wine is.
I'm going to grab a glass of wine.
Yeah, you down it. It's delicious.
No, I'm sipping. I'm a kobold and not like a Philistine.
Okay. You sip it. It's delicious.
I'm just walking around like it's a pimp cup.
It is delicious.
Nom nom nom.
Nothing
else?
There's nothing really else in this room, no. Where are you heading to now? Pizzazz?
Pizzazz, where are you being?
Still downwards. Still below us.
We need to find a way down, and I don't know if we need to go up to go down, or...
Well, what? There's a little door here.
Yeah.
Should we see what's in there?
Yeah, let's check.
Well, so try opening this door here.
Yeah, that's just a cloakroom. There are several black cloaks hanging from hooks on the walls. A top hat sits on a high shelf. You still have Detect Magic up, don't you?
I cast it whilst during the short rest. It only lasts 10 minutes, so I'm probably not. Either way, Pizzazz mage hands the top hat down and puts it on his head. Anyone want a cloak?
It's a pretty cool top hat.
Oh, I'll take the top hat.
Oh, I'm having the top hat. Screw you.
Ow.
You'll
And
disappear
thus
in the
the
top
party
hat.
turned against each other, fighting over the top hat of destiny.
Are you sure that's a good idea, considering...
Top hats are always a good idea. Top hats are cool.
I mean, are you worried that Pizzazz will look a bit too goth?
I'm not worried about his looks. I'm just worried about what this place is doing to us.
I mean, I can do an arcane check on the... Quick arcane check on the cloaks and the hats, see if there's anything on them.
Nothing on the hat and most of the cloaks. One of them is a very fine magical cloak. A Cape of the Mountebank. Fairly common.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we've got a Mountebank cloak here. Anyone want a dimension door?
I could replace my one and just give... I just changed them over.
Yeah, chucks the Mountebank cloak at Lamboy.
Okay.
We could possibly use these cloaks to sneak, like blend in with. Were the wolves wearing cloaks?
Were the wolves wearing cloaks? No, they were wearing armor.
These are probably the wolves' cloaks. And Spooky Boy was wearing a cloak as well. These might be cult cloaks.
I suppose.
Different. He was wearing a different kind. His was more like it billowed into nothing, kind of like the Red Skull of Marvel.
Either way, Pizzazz gets a cloak down and wraps it around him.
I will disguise myself to look more like a werewolf.
Right.
I've got a furball trait that I can disguise self.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You do so. You disguise yourself. You look more wolfish. Great.
Over the headsets, Pizzazz will say, "Look, there's a werewolf out here. Don't worry, it's Lan."
Fair enough.
Fine.
I'm going to
Yes.
go for here. Can I sniff the door?
You sniff the which door?
This door.
Door in front of him. They've moved back out.
We're
You still seem a bit attached to the hip now.
just looking for food.
We just
You
bloody
just
ate for
ate.
an hour.
Yes, exactly.
Don't judge us.
You did just spend literally a full hour eating.
I
Actually,
wasn't
check your
eating for the
pocket.
full hour.
Did you put any of the food from that food into your pockets?
No, my pockets are full of chicken.
They are full
That
of
was
chicken.
pork, and you do not mix chicken with pork in your pockets.
Screw you. Chicken bacon sandwich is brilliant.
Why did you not just eat your pocket chicken?
Because hot
Pork.
I'm gonna kick the door open.
Okay.
Is Dion holding another arrow? Yeah. This one wasn't locked. It swings open and crashes. It swings open and crashes, and you see beyond, quite obviously, a kitchen.
I wanna.
Fairly well to do as well.
I wanna try my pass with it trace now that we're not in the hall. At will.
Yeah, it succeeds. The shadows sort of cling around you. So the kitchen it's tidy. There's dishware, cookware, utensils neatly placed on shelves. A work table nearby has a cutting board and a rolling pin atop it. A stone dome-shaped oven stands near the eastern wall, its bent iron stovepipe connecting to a hole in the ceiling. Behind the stove and to the left is a thin door leading to a well-stocked pantry. All the food in the pantry appears incredibly fresh, but as you begin to snarfle it down, hungry as you are, it tastes kind of bland. Much like the meal, it's succulent. It's food. It's edible, but it's not. I don't know. There's something lacking to it.
It's the salt. I said that.
Yeah. Behind a small door in the southwest corner is a dumbwaiter, a 2-foot-wide stone shaft containing a wooden elevator box attached to a simple rope and pulley mechanism.
Does it go up or does it go down?
It's on the lower floor currently. Only a small character can squeeze into it. So just
like a kobold or a gnome?
A kobold or a gnome, yes.
I'm not too sure about letting them go down alone. Even
No,
if
it's currently on the bottom. That's the pantry
So
there.
we need to bring it up before...
No, it's currently on the bottom, which is this area. You're on the bottom
Oh,
floor
Oh,
of the
right.
house.
Yeah, sorry.
And this is the kitchen.
Another level
It's-
below us.
No, it'd be used to send food up to upper floors.
Right. Yeah, okay. Got you.
Right, that's why I asked whether it goes up or down. Because if it goes down, that means it could go lower.
Oh, sorry.
I was assuming it was there, but whether it went up or down or not. Because it could go side to side, you never know.
Could go wibbly wobbly, all timey wimey.
Or it might just be a teleport pad in there.
Yeah, it could be a portal.
Yeah. Anyway, Glack, is there anything interesting in there?
Got this
Got
cool
more-
bowling pin.
Did you get the spatula?
No, just a bowling pin.
All right.
I'm thinking of branching out into pastry.
So if you were to use it as a weapon, you can technically use it as a monk weapon because it's a club. It's light. So it would do whatever your monk dice damage is, which I believe at this level is a D6 or a D8, depending on what. Yeah, cool.
Yep.
Even though clubs usually do D4s, it would do a D8 if you were to hit someone with it. Unless there's anything else, you're free to head up the stairs.
Yes. Let's go
I
up to the
think it's
statues.
up the stairs it is.
Up to the statues. But... Or armor.
And you're now in the upper hall, which, as I mentioned before, is flanked by unlit oil lamps and a quite masterful portrait above the mantelpiece, with suits of armor flanking the wooden doors to the east and west. The doors themselves are carved with dancing youths. Though close inspection and land with your high passive perception, now that you're out of combat, you realize the youths aren't really dancing, but fighting off hordes of undead. They look like maybe 4 kids and a dog. 2 of the kids are... one of the kids and the dog is running away from the ghouls. 3 of the kids are trying bravely to fight off the undeads. What was that language? The undead. There we go.
You've gone all Scooby-Doo on us.
Out of world, yes. That is that's what it's based on.
Fair enough. Would I want to look sort of at the armor as well, just...
Roll me investigation. What's everyone else doing? There's the 2 doors. The stairs continue upwards. There's a stiff breeze coming from down. And there's the place above the mantelpiece. We'll get to that. What's everyone else doing?
I'll be looking at the suspicious statue as well.
Okay, you're sort of, assisting.
I'm gonna investigate the painting.
The painting?
Above
And
the
pizzazz.
So, Pizzazz is going to go up to the mantle and have a look there.
Yeah, so 2 of you on the mantelpiece and 2 of you on the statue. So we'll do the statues first. If you want to roll perception or investigation for the portrait, probably investigation it'll be. Pizzazz. But the suits of armor appear just to be suits of armor for the moment. They don't appear to be untoward at all. Each helm is visored and shaped like a wolf's helm.
Can I pull the helmet off?
It's human height. You'd need to like either jump up or just knock it off with a big stick.
Or have
Maybe.
a furball lift you up
Yep.
to it.
I am not going to have you carry me. I will use you as a climbing frame, though.
Can't you
Fair.
just
I'm
run
just
up the
gonna-
walls? No.
Yeah, but I'm just going to run up Lanoir's back
Oh,
and
yeah,
use him
do
as
some
a platform.
amazing acrobat.
Great. You jump onto one of them and you feel it wobble slightly
Land
with your passive
could you just
acrobatics.
push it over?
With your passive acrobatics, you manage to stay on top of the shoulders though, and you take off one of the helmets. You look inside. Roll me a perception check.
Oh, that's good. Pretty good.
You don't see anything in them, but you hear a.
Can I drop a chicken bone inside?
Yes. You hear a. Thank you.
You're welcome, suit of armor.
There's a little burp comes out of the open helm space on the neck.
Okay.
Meanwhile, yeah, go for it. Then we'll do
I'm
the
just
portrait.
gonna. I've got 5 days worth of rations. I'm just gonna start feeding them in one by one.
All in the same suit of armor.
Are you going to put like one
Are
in
you
each
gonna
one?
share? Yeah.
No, all in one.
Okay.
Make sure this guy doesn't get indigestion then.
It burps. It burps again. And as you do that, the door that it's guarding. So, which one would you want to be at? One of the 4. Northeast,
I ran
northwest.
up Lanoir, so it'd be that one.
Perfect. As you do, this door opens. You hear a mechanism click in the door frame itself, and that door swings open, and you can see beyond a conservatoire. A beautiful grand piano is in one corner. There are chairs dotted all round. We'll come back to that. Pizzazz, did you roll investigation for the
No.
portrait above the mantelpiece? Let's go for that then.
12.
It's still better than mine.
Yeah. It is as well. So it is dark, and without light, you can't really make out what's going on. But as you quickly sort of snap your fingers and launch a firebolt across the room at some of the unlit torches, the place lights up, and you're able to see it more clearly. This portrait is a family portrait of some description. From what you can see, it's of a middle-aged gentleman, matching the description of Kwalish. Around him are not other humans, but almost like it's like a animatronic sort of robot creation. You recognize it as a placnoid, a plastic, like an auton, basically, creature, stood to one side of him, androgynous. And standing around him are wolf-ish children.
Wolf-ish children.
Wolfish children. Hairy, elongated snouts, but definitely children. they definitely look more human than
wolf.
wolfish. Some of them, as you get closer and hold up the light, look like they have forehead scars, scrapes around their arms, on their hands. You don't know if this is a portrait or someone took a magical snapshot, but you guess it's more the latter, since it's unlikely that the portrait would capture that. But this does appear to be Kwalish, and the look in his eye is kind of a grim determination. You recognize it because it's that same sort of determination, that same sort of hunger in his face that you've felt many times when you've been either satisfied or trying to be satisfied with a creation of yours. Something eerie about seeing it on someone else's face. Inscription along the bottom is the Kwalish family, dated some 1,000 almost years ago, nearly a millennium ago. But that's all you get with the investigation checks. Flip back, unless there's anything you want to do there to the portrait or with it.
Nothing that I want to do anyway. I don't know about pizzazz.
No.
Okay. Then switching back to the conservatoire. My notes load. There we go. So gossamer drapes cover the windows of this elegantly appointed hall, which has a brass-plated chandelier hanging from the ceiling. Many upholstered chairs line the walls, and stained glass wall hangings depict beautiful men, women, and children singing and playing instruments. A harpsichord with a bench rests in the northwest corner. Near the fireplace is a large standing harp. Alabaster figurines of well-dressed dancers adorn the mantelpiece. That's all you can see from the doorway. So this is the harp. This is the harp over here and the harpsichord.
Yeah. Looks like a music room. And I'm going to wander over to the other ones. Does anybody have any more rations so I can feed this guy?
I mean, you've got pockets full of chicken.
My chicken.
Yeah, don't get out of your own stash.
And I am going to expend a charge of
Alright.
something and walk through the wall because I come incorporeal.
What? Which wall?
The wall in front of me.
That wall there?
But
Yep.
rather than using the door?
Yep.
What? So you cast etherealness?
Ghost step.
Ghost step. What is that? What are you casting?
It's a tattoo. It allows me to become ethereal and move through the wall.
Okay.
As long as
Tasha's guide.
Nice.
As long as I don't end my turn in there, at the end of my turn I become corporeal again. Counts as difficult terrain, so I use a bit more of my movement to get through to the other side.
As you step through, you feel a sizzling on the edge of your form. You're incorporeal, so you're going to take half of this. But and Glack, you hear it as well, because you're standing right by the door. You hear a click and a series of tumblers activate. This place was clearly warded against magical and non-magical entry. So it's 8 die 6. 28 halved to 14 force damage, as you just feel a tugging at the edge of your soul.
Let me see.
Not a terribly large amount, but you do feel the fizzling crack. And Glack, you sense the trap deactivate. The door's still locked.
How much was that?
14.
14.
Lanois, are you okay?
Ow! That hurt.
Is that a I'll break down the door and rescue me, or I'll I'm fine, I made a mistake?
Ow! I'm fine. I made a mistake. Oh, that wasn't
Fair enough.
I'm sorry. This thing is pretty new that I just did as well.
Yeah,
Ow.
I didn't think you could do that.
Oh yes, I'll explain later.
But Lanor, as you're in here, you see red velvet drapes covering the windows of this room. An exquisite mahogany desk and matching high-back chair face the entrance and the fireplace, above which hangs a framed picture of a... what would it be? Hold on. Above the desk. Probably a lightning-struck tower. Atop a rocky crag. Situated in corners of the room are two very overstuffed chairs. Floor-to-ceiling bookshelves line the south wall, and a rolling wooden ladder allows one to more easily reach the higher shelves. With your high perception, you see several items atop the desk: oil lamp, a jar of ink, a quill pen, a tinderbox, and a letter kit containing a red wax candle. The box is lying open, 4 blank sheets of parchment, and a brass seal bearing the Kwalish clan's insignia, a black skull.
Okay. You'll hear.
The bookshelves hold hundreds of tomes.
I'll explain that to them for the headpiece, just to give a bit of description when they come in. I don't know how to open the door though. Can I look back at the door and see if there's any way to unlock it from this side?
There are keyholes. You probably pick it. They do open in the way.
Well,
into where you are.
I can't.
There might be a key on the desk. Who knows?
I can't do anything with that. Then now I'm incorporeal. I'm a ghostly version of myself right now.
How long does it last?
Until the end of my turn. Next turn.
Oh, okay.
So basically, next.
Pizzazz and Dion, what are your thoughts? Lan has just ghost walked through the wall, and you can hear over the earpieces. It's a library.
Pizzazz, hearing the word library, his ears prick up and turns around. And so goes over the door and says, did you actually try the door?
No. This Glack fed the armor and it opened the last time. And I don't have anything to feed the armor.
That might not have been related, but okay. And I'll try the door.
It is locked, but no trap activates as you touch the handle.
Black, attack!
Black attack!
I can pick the lock, but...
Yeah.
Could probably kick it open as well.
Well, actually it's still my next turn, so once it...
Well, that's a bad roll.
It is a very bad roll. You feel the tumbler strain, but the door doesn't open. You don't break your tools, but no.
It's just been a while.
It's quite rusty, yeah. The next check will be made with disadvantage.
Okay. Lanwa, is there any food in there?
Yes, tons of it.
I kick the door down.
An athletics check.
Can I move
This
out
is-
the way it's the now corporeal form of Lan before he
Roll a
kicks
dex.
Yeah, you
Roll-
better.
Roll a dex save. Because I like to imagine that as soon as you say yes, tons of it, Glack just... Huzzah!
Okay.
The door
dex
flies
save.
off its hinges.
We'll say a DC 12.
Okay.
Those were my other thieves' tools.
It's called my foot.
Oh.
No, you get hit in the face by the door and take one point of bludgeoning damage. It's more your pride that's hurt than anything else.
No, if only it was, whilst I was still incorporeal, it wouldn't hurt.
So where's the food?
Oh, you have to find it.
Don't touch the books.
Check the desk. Maybe there's something edible in there.
Mm,
Does anyone still have detect magic up?
No.
Okay, good to know.
No, but I will in a second.
I was just checking because I thought rather than say it's all magical in here. So Glack, you're rushing to the desk to look for food.
no, I'm just looking around the room to see if there's like a liquor cabinet or like one of those old-fashioned globes you lift open and there's booze
Oh,
inside.
yeah.
Roll an investigation check. Dion, what are you doing? Pizzazz, you're casting detect magic.
I'll have to ritually cast it because I've not got it prepared.
That's fine.
I'm gonna look around the whole room to see if there's any books that could possibly help us, but not picking them up.
Okay. So you're just looking along the... Yeah, you're looking along the spines of them.
See if I noticed a book that indicates that it could be useful to us.
Cool. Roll either perception or investigation. Glack, you look around. There's no such thing. There's like a half-empty bottle on the table that's been corked, and a glass sat beside it, but no like globe or liquor cabinet in here. It looks like a genuine workspace.
Then I'll go have a sniff, and if it smells okay, a sip.
Yeah, it smells very fine. Do you have brewer's tools proficiency?
No.
Then you don't know what kind it is. The label says Highland something.
Park.
Highland amaze balls. Some shit like that. Cotton candy flavor. I don't know. You taste a bit and it's not bad. It's quite sweet.
It's Glen Sigil.
Glen's Sigil. Lovely. Yeah, very nice. I quite like that. God damn, you're on top of it today, Dion. Dion with a 22. So as you move yourself along the shelves, you see books on history, warfare, alchemy. There's several shelves containing first edition collected works of poetry and fiction. There's even one that says the Volo's Guide to Monsters. Though who Volo is, you've no idea. Pizzazz, as you call back to Pizzazz recognizes the name. Some sort of wizard from another world. There's all sorts of books from various people. There's even a book that simply says in gold letters, Mimics.
Okay.
Which is strange. Yeah, books on all kinds of magics, but none of the kind that might help you in this situation.
Yeah. Ben, does that cost you a spell slot to do that as well? If you're ritual casting?
Rituals don't cost.
Alright.
But yeah, you're sort of looking around the bookshelves. Actually, Dion, with your 22 as well, you do see a red-covered book with a blank spine. Appears to be fake. It appears to look quite wooden with that 22 perception. Right in the corner there.
I say this to the rest of the party. So there's a book that looks like it's wooden in here. I don't know the name of the book because it's untitled on the spine. But it looks as though it could be important.
Pizzazz is concentrating on casting detect magic at the moment.
Or 5 minutes. What do you do, Dion? Everyone else seems to be busy doing all their stuff.
I'd leave it for now.
Yeah, I was going to leave it because Pizzazz had specifically stated not to touch the books.
Okay. If no one else is looking around, we skip forward 5 minutes. Pizzazz, you've got your detect magic up.
Mhm.
You look around the room.
Yep.
Nothing terribly untowards within sight. You sense something coming from inside the desk.
Now have a quick look in the desk, see if I can find what's glowing.
Yes, it is. It's evocation. There's something on the front of the chest, which, as you look at it more clearly, you see another symbol you recognize. That of evocation.
There's some kind of evocation protection on this.
It permeates the entire desk, including, you assume, the contents.
Lamb, when you walked through the door, did you get attacked by anything?
I got damaged by something.
Did you see anything? Was it like fire, acid? What?
It was more of a force.
Hmm.
I'm gonna...
So this desk might potentially explode.
Okay, I will cast Dispel Magic on the desk.
On the desk itself. Okay, go for it. What level are you casting it?
I'm using 3rd level because.
Okay, roll me a spell check, please. So it's 10 plus your wisdom modifier.
So 10 plus.
10 plus wisdom.
My wisdom's a 5.
Okay, so just a wisdom check.
Oh, wisdom.
Spellcasting wisdom check. Ooh, okay. So you dispel almost everything. You feel at least 4 spell effects cease as you cast that. However, and I'm very sorry to say, but you sense one more spell right as it activates. Bring it up here. Yep. Where is it? I need everyone. As you watch the symbol flash once, twice, 3, 4 times, and you breathe a sigh until you see it flash once more time, and you just see almost like shock waves, like a radiation, begin to spread out. I need everyone to make me a dexterity saving throw, please. Okay.
28 for me.
So a 26 succeeds. Lanwar, that was a 19, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Glack and Dion, you will succeed. Glack, with evasion, you take no damage.
Yeah.
Which is quite lucky, because your allies might need you to heal them quite soon. As the meteor swarm hits you all. So, that's quite a lot. 83 points of fire damage. If you failed. And 41 if you succeeded. So Dion, you take 41 points of fire damage. I don't know who has resistances to fire. Probably most of you. So 41 if you've got resistance. Dion, have you got resistance as well as you succeeded?
Just checking. I don't think I have resistance to fire.
Okay.
Oh yes, everyone... I do. Sorry, I do.
Okay, so you take 20 points of fire. That's much less. Everyone who failed also takes 63 points of bludgeoning. And Dion, you take 31. Glack, you spot the roof open up, and you glance up just in time to see swarms and swarms of just... That scene in Infinity War where Thanos throws the planet at Iron Man. It's like that. And you just dive and backflip, and you wind up standing on the mantelpiece over the fire while you just watch this room be bombarded with pillars and pillars of flame and rock. And when the dust clears, Pizzazz, Lanwar, are you still up? I dread to ask.
Is that the bludgeoning damage separate damages, or is that a full
damage? Yes, it's separate damage.
Well, separate hits.
Yes, it's counted as separate hits for the purposes of deadness.
Deadness?
Yes. 83 points and then 63 points. Who's down?
It's more I was going to use my action to do something, but I'm not sure how you're going to roll on this.
What do you want to try?
I have this. I will put it in chat.
Does it absorb elements?
Nope.
It's not showing up.
Damage absorption.
It's not psychic damage.
Oh. Oh, I thought it was physical, psychic. Ah, took the wrong tattoo for that then.
Oh.
Alright, I'm done
Nope.
now.
It is fire and bludgeoning. So you watch as Dion, you're hearty, you're hale and hearty, and quite frankly, a half-orc. So you would have survived this anyway. But just you get bombarded, but with your fire resistance and with the cover from the shelving. Oh yeah, you would have had half cover. Your allies just go down. Glack, you see Lanwar and Pizzazz just drop to the floor in front of you. The shelves are untouched. What are you doing?
So, Lanois and Pizzazz are definitely down. Dion's still up.
Yes.
Okay, then I'm going to say, Dion, you look after Pizzazz, I'll look after Lanois.
Okay.
And I'm going to go to Lanois.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to cast Healing Word on him.
Okay.
But before then, when I'm sure that Dion isn't watching, just going to take a little bite.
Okay.
Lanois.
Of which
It's not
part?
nothing.
Which part?
Oh, I assume he's been quite tenderized.
and he
then
is
griddled.
Mm-hmm. Roll an attack roll. With advantage, because he's unconscious. Which part? Like his arm, his hand, his neck?
Definitely has.
Well, it definitely hits, and it counts as a crit. So right before you get healed, Lanwar, you take 2 failed death saves. Describe how he tastes. Either one of you, I'll let you work. This is where your own imaginations come through. But I've always imagined druids taste kind of earthy, like kale powder,
organic.
you know.
Herbaceous, hint of rosemary.
All right.
With minty
Lan?
fresh breath.
Anything to add?
Hints of mushroom as well.
Oh, it actually tastes not that bad, Glack. Not bad
And then
at all.
I heal him.
The wound that you inflict heals over, but it's like pale skin of like a scar. But it's easy to sort of brush off as he's been struck by a meteor. Dion, you act next. Do you have any healing things to do to Pizzazz?
Was it the 5 or the 6?
Oh, it's a 5.
I've got scrolls of cure wounds on me, like in a bandolier across my chest.
Alright.
Which you're easily able to cast as their first level spells. So just Pizzazz, if you want to click on your scroll, since you already have the thing prepared. And you all
depend what your spellcasting modifier is.
Oh, Dion, what's your wisdom mod?
My wisdom is 1.
Great.
Okay,
So roll a d8 and add 1 then.
So it's, if I take 4 after that, so 7.
7 points. Cool. You're both awake. The desk is now open. It has not been touched either. Pizzazz, you watch as you sort of regain consciousness and glance around at the sigil on the desk. The dead man fail-safe switch, having obviously been triggered. You watch as the evocation symbol goes dark.
Oh.
Your whole body hurts. Something fierce.
I'm gonna use my staff and expend 5 charges to mass cure wounds.
Also, the 2 mimics that you didn't know were there have also been incinerated. Incidentally. The armchairs both are destroyed now.
So everyone regains 13 health. Ow.
Are you okay?
Not really.
Hands up, who wants a long rest?
I could do with a long rest. Not just a short rest here.
Well, do you want to go to the last room first before your long rest?
That room's probably going to attack us as well.
Yeah. I'm running low on magical energy. And that really hurt. I don't want to run into a fight. I won't be able to do much.
That nearly bloody killed me.
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. It's whatever dick put a 9th level spell on this desk.
A 6th, a 7th, an 8th, and a 9th.
Yeah.
You dispelled all the ones of 8th level and below.
Mm-hmm.
Quite frankly, it could have been deadly. Really, really deadly.
Well, do you want to lock up the door? Can you do your little hut again? Or shall we just go downstairs? Is the hut still up?
No, it would have dissipated once I left it.
Mm-hmm. As soon as he gets out, the hut goes poof.
Alright.
Pizzazz, roll me an Arcana check.
26.
You're starting to piece things together.
Where'd those chairs
The first room you were in seemed to concern necromancy and loss. The dining room seemed to have a strong aura of conjuration about it, about the table especially. This room was trapped with evocation sigils. It might stand to reason there's more evocation spells in here, and you are aware that some of them can heal. But more than that, it seems like at least a couple of rooms on each floor of this house are devoted entirely to different schools of the arcane. And as far as you can tell, in the 3 rooms that you've seen so far, the entrance, the dining room, and the library, you've seen 3 of those schools: necromancy, conjuration, and evocation.
And there's 8 schools, isn't there?
There is 8 schools, yes. Which would leave transmutation, enchantment, illusion, divination, and abjuration.
Mm-hmm. Okay, seeing that, well, we'd lost concentration on detect magic.
Sadly, yeah. I will say though that since you were looking around the room, there were other arcane things on the bookshelves.
Mm-hmm.
I will do the Furbog thing again. If it's gonna help.
Furbog detect magic.
Yes.
Isn't that a once per day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a short rest.
Was it?
Yep.
Is it? Okay.
Because I got it back, and I was like, "Huh? I got that back. Go."
Cool. If it's a short rest, I thought it was a long rest. If it's a short rest, go for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you see on some of these bookshelves, actually, roll investigation as you get close enough to see them. You see hints of magic, and you sort of put your finger along the spines and have a look, and you see one is it's like a prayer book. One of them is a like a wizard's tome almost. You can tell that one is riddled with... Both of those are riddled with yet more evocation magics. And right down by the bottom shelf, hidden in a nook way down here, like on the base, almost untouched, is a very strange book indeed. As you sort of like get a stick and pull that one off the shelf, it's not evocation. It's a rare tome, like very legendary rareness. It's another manual of intelligence. Written on it is Volume 2. Which costs usually a legendary.
Yeah.
So with this, someone could bump their intelligence up by another 2 to 24 max.
Pizzazz mage hands that. Yoink.
Yeah. We're assuming Land Wars told you.
Yeah, I would have handed it to
I
him.
guess.
Rather than yoink it, I'll hand it to you.
Fair enough. I'll put that into my bag and start reading that later.
I've got a better idea. As I'm getting close, I just see the mage hand halfway between us. Like, okay, there.
Slap it. It's alright, I'll give it to you.
I was bringing you it.
There are 2 other books on the shelves that are magical.
Dion was going to say to Pizzazz about that wooden book he found, because obviously Pizzazz was busy.
Mm-hmm.
There's no hint of magic coming off of that.
I was going to ask Pizzazz if he knew anything about that, because it seems out of place.
I'll take the other 2 magic books and hand them.
If it meant anything to Pizzazz.
Books aren't generally made. Well, their pages are wood mulch, but
can you take it off the shelf and give us a better look?
this is a library. Libraries generally have, or some libraries will have secret passages, and a book will activate a hidden door somewhere. Maybe that might be a switch. I know with my research on Kwalish, he did do a bit of artificery, and I mean, in the painting now there's a plectoid or plactoid. It's a construct essentially. I think that might be one of his creations.
I could pull the book and see if that does anything.
Well, surely it's either going to take us somewhere new or release another trap. If you think you can't make another room, do you want to set off another trap? Because if you do, I'm just going to stand in the hallway for
Yeah, Dion, you can set the trap off if you think it's a trap. We'll take these 2 books outside.
Okay.
I was putting it to the group, the party.
You see, written on one is actually one of them is like a spell book. One of them is a prayer book. As you shake them, they both feel hollow somewhat. By the way, Landlord.
Curious. Pizzazz,
just let me know if you're opening them.
Can I take a look at the cover of the prayer book? See what
yeah.
religion it is.
Because you may not have one.
I have a prayer book.
Yeah, but you may not have a prayer.
For leaflet. For Bragg's gym.
Yeah. It's not a very big book, but it still has writing in it.
It's a tri-folded page.
You're not certain what kind of religion this is. It seems to be of a very old god or gods. It's certainly not of Bragg. Certainly not the religion of Bragg. But
it's one
Dion,
of those lying ones.
Right.
Dion, what are you doing? It's a pagan god, Bragg.
I'm not gonna open them, but I'm gonna check them. So
You're gonna how are you gonna check them? You're just gonna look at the books.
I'm gonna look and see if I can notice anything off about them. Any kind of does it have a catch, a latch, and I'm checking it for traps.
Yeah, they're both the sort of old style books. Often nowadays there are diaries that have little locks that you can unlock. These have those sort of front things. They're also hollow. What more do you want?
I don't trust this. He trapped a desk. I don't think these are very not going to be trapped as well.
You are getting evocation magic off of both of them.
They have invocation magic on them.
Evocation.
Do you want them, or should I just put them away from us?
Yeah, if you put them 30 feet away from us, I can open them with a mage hand.
Okay, I put them out in the hall, almost across the other room then.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I'm just going to sleight of hand some of the mimic corpse and just have a nibble.
Okay. Roll a con save.
Why are the chairs damaged?
It was a big blast.
It's delicious. It's like when Augustus Gloop sticks his hand in something and just you begin like taking you fill your pockets, you fill your boots with this stuff. Anyway, yeah. Dion, what were you doing while people are fiddling about with other books and eating couches?
Placing books outside, walking back in.
Dion?
I say to the rest of the party, I'm going to pick the book up. So they can get out of the room if they wish.
You go to pull it off its shelf, and you hear a heavy mechanical clunking. And a secret door behind the bookshelf swings open. It contains bookshelves packed with tomes, which, as you look around, they seem to describe fiend summoning rituals and necromantic rituals of occult, the name of which has been scrubbed away, obliterated. As you investigate it, you see cult of ORC, maybe? You can't be certain. The C is a very stylized. You're not sure what it is. There's what appears to be a goat skull on the front. It gives you the heebie-jeebies, quite frankly.
I say to Pizzazz, Pizzazz, you may want to have a look at some of these books. There seem to be about the occult and necromancy, and one I'm not too sure about.
Pizzazz
Can't quite read the writing.
Pizzazz looks in and just starts laughing maniacally. And starts putting the books into his bag of holding.
I think it's the first time I've heard you laugh. It is not a good laugh.
The rest of you are creeped out, and if there was any of Pizzazz's undead ghasts following, they'd be chuckling along as well and rubbing their hands. It would be really creepy. Pizzazz, are you looking at any of the books before you do this?
Yeah. As he picks them off the shelf and puts them into the bag, he would be looking at the covers and.
You're not actually opening them.
Names. Oh no, not opening them. Just, unless there is something that really
grabs your attention.
Can I tell him if there's a magic aura on them as he puts them in his bag?
There is no magic aura coming off of them.
Okay.
Roll either an insight check or a. Would this be history? Either intelligence or insight, pizzazz.
So my intelligence is higher, so let's do that. 9.
These don't. As you flick through them, your face goes from glee to a bit of concern. A lot of it's in gibberish. It's like whatever wrote this was mad, like was translating some other book that was unknowable. And as you flick back to the front cover, you realize that this is like a sketch, a roughly sort of drawn sketch of what you imagine the real book to be. The book containing the real ritual you're after. This looks like a forgery, which it did lower the DC given that it was your raison d'etre, but you reckon that if someone has gone to this much trouble to make a fake, the real one must be close. As you also look into this room, you see there's a heavy wooden chest, by the way, as well. Clawed iron feet standing against the south wall. Its lid half closed. Sticking out of the chest is a skeleton in leather armor.
No.
You realize that this person was a human who looked to have triggered some sort of trap. 3 darts are stuck in the armor and rib cage. As you sort of kick the chest open, the mechanism no longer functions.
You'll do.
There are also a couple of spell books with black leather covers worth 25 gold each. 3 spell scrolls. 1 of Bless, 1 of Cure Wounds, and 1 of Protection from Necrotic. And that's all that's in this southern area, which I should reveal very quickly.
So there was the books, did you say?
The fake books, 3 spell books worth 75 gold. So, like 2 uncommon, like an uncommon shard each. Which you feel free to convert into uncommon.
Mm-hmm.
And 3 spell scrolls. 1 of Bless, 1 of Cure Wounds, 1 of Protection from Energy, Necrotic.
I put those fake books out in the hall. Are we opening them? Or are we resting here? I don't know what to... I can't say I'm going to be much use if we get attacked again.
I'm more than fine with taking a long rest if you wish. My delicious friend.
After
What was that?
What?
Going through the this secret area, still putting the books into bag of holding. Pizzazz is going to cast Animate Dead on the corpse.
Cool.
And I have a zombie.
Nice. Look at that. Oh, you could have cast it on the werewolves.
Oh shit, yeah.
Oh
well.
Just a medium or small. It's just 1. Okay.
Just the 1.
Oh, I thought there was like a higher level one that you could. Oh, yeah, you can cast it over.
That's create undead. And they become ghouls. Actually, yeah, but no, I would need obsidian to do that. I don't have any. Not on me anyway. That would all be in my home.
Yeah. Well, you do have a skeleton on you now.
A zombie rather than skeleton. No,
It's,
no, he
it's,
is.
it's just bones. It's clearly been here a while.
Yeah. So, and then would Mage Hand those the prayer book and the spell book open?
Okay. Yep. I assume you're doing this from behind cover.
And from 30 foot away from it, yeah.
I'm from 30 feet away. Okay. So, which one are you opening first?
Let's do the spell book first.
The spell book first? As you open that, what's the range on this? It's a 20-foot radius sphere. So luckily for you, the delayed blast fireball explodes and takes out part of the wall, but none of you. It's just like a bomb goes off, and it rocks. It seems to rock this entire floor. But as you look around, you watch as the house slowly starts to repair itself.
Neat.
Well,
I should get this to my house. That's quite useful.
As you flick open the other one,
Mhm.
let me see, where's that spell one? Captain 9th level, so this would be 9th level.
Oh.
Evocation. Okay. And it's 60 feet. You were 30 feet away, did you say?
Yeah.
Okay. You feel a rush of life energy. You feel you felt yourself hasted before. This feels like you have taken so many drugs. As you open this, golden light pours into you. You feel your part of yourself wither away and retreat. Glack, you feel amazing. Lanwar, you feel pretty great. Even Dion, you feel pretty good as well. Pizzazz, a portion of you shrivels and shies away from this light, but the rest of you gives yourself over to it. You can choose to restore this mass heal energy to any creatures around you. It does not heal curses, and has no effect on your skeleton, I'm afraid.
No, that's fine.
I think, I'm not too certain, but I think your combined totals are less than 700. Am I right?
Possibly.
Most likely.
Mine's 100.
129.
That's
Mine's
229.
138.
360 odd.
I'm at full health anyway, so.
Yeah. You are all back to full health and cured of any diseases and effect making you blinded or deafened.
But no curses.
As you hear from behind you, Pizzazz, a clapping sound. And you look around, despite having no hands, the shade is still there. Sitting in the chair by the desk that so recently almost killed you. Enjoying your time in my house. I assume you're taking and leaving much of yourselves. I can see that some of you have left imprints on the walls. That's good. It only gets tougher from here, I'm afraid.
Yes.
What's in your basement?
What's in the basement?
Yes.
My lab.
Interesting.
But what... Well, consider that one a freebie. The next question you ask me, I shall expect an answer from you in return.
By all means.
Ponder on this, if you will. If you do reach my most treasured possession. If you do reach and plumb the depths of despair, reach the caverns of darkness, and find the trove of ages, what will you be willing to leave behind, I wonder, in order to claim that which you seek so dearly? I leave it, as always, up to you. And he bows and nods and begins to fade away. And as he does so, as you all feel this surge of healing energy flowing through you, begin to sort of, like a come down after a high, with still at least half the house to explore, and to find your way to the basement still. That's where we're going to end for this week and pick up next time.
Cool.
Yep.
Thank you all at home for watching, for listening, for being a part of this ever-continuing story. Thank you guys very much for playing. This was
No worries.
a wonderful, trap-filled, monster-filled episode. Be kind to each other out there. And until next time, have a very good evening and a very good week. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
La noir tastes delicious.
Bye.